Hey, how's everyone doing? Today I got some really nice rocks that I want to share with you. These are all carved by Native Americans. These are effigies of birds. There's one really nice story rock that I think you're going to enjoy. And there's some really unique, talented carving here. Let me point some of this out. The first two here, the beaks are pointing to the right. And then the rest, the four in the back, the beaks are pointing to the left. They all have pretty good detail to them. Let's take a look at this first one. This first one is really small. You can see the beaks on the right, and then you got the head and the tails on the left. And the very front of it comes down to a point right here, really sharp angles. Then there's the front of it and the back of it. And you can see that the front, the head is very narrow and it widens to the tail, and it gets even wider as to the base. But what's nice is the very bottom of it is flat. So this sits up, and look at it. Look at the appearance. That's just a little black bird. That's a really cool carving. Let me show you how this sits up really nice. It's you gotta find, there you go. Look at how that sits up. That's cool. Now this next bird, it could be a duck. You can see the beaks on the right. The tail goes to the left. When you look at the bottom, at the top view here, you have a wing that's carved out right there on this side, and you got another wing carved out on that side. And it looks like you can see an eye. It looks like it's just a bird flying through the air or gliding on the water. I don't know. You can see the definition in the wings. Pretty nice. Now this next bird, the beak is pointing to the left. You got the head, and the tail comes back on the right. Look at the definition for the wing that sticks out. And it sits flat. It's nice. Now this next bird, it's a little bird. You can see the beak's on the left. Tail goes to the right. Look at the definition in the wing. Look at how it's cut with the angles. It's just on one side. You can see an eye. But when I tilt it up a little bit, I think that becomes a warrior's face. I think you have the feather in the back. There's an eye, and you have a little mouth and nose cut out right there. Yeah, I know it's a stretch, but it's a little bird. Now this next one's really nice. You can see how it's carved out. The head's carved all the way to the beak on the left, to the tail on the right. Look at that. You can see the head is carved. There's an edge line all the way around. Really nice. You can tell there's evidence of someone carving on it. There's the beak, and it's carved out. There's a big hole in the beak right there. You can see an eye. That's a really nice duck. Really nice example. And when I flip this up, I believe this side here becomes it's a portrait of a face right there. There's an eye, a nose, and a mouth, and a chin, and then that becomes a headdress. And just if I slant it to the other side, I think there's also a face. There's a face right here. Here's an eye, a nose, and a chin, and that also becomes a headdress. But I think it's more of a bird. That's a really nice bird. Now this next one, you can see the beaks on the left. The head there, you can see it's carved just like the other one. There's a nice carving line around the head. Now this one here, I believe, is a flying bird. You can see the wings here. There's a wing that's carved up. Then there's a wing that's carved down. I believe that's a wing right there. That represents a flapping wing. It's flying. That's really nice. That's a flying bird. You can see the wings going up and down. That's what that represents. Now this rock, when I turn it just a little bit, that starts resembling a portrait of a Native American. It's the top of his head. Here's an eye. Here's your nose. Look at the grin. Here's your feather. So that's a Native American's portrait right there. And I turn it around just to the side here. That becomes the eye. And there's your nose and the cheek, and it's the same feather. And then when I turn it just like this, that's a portrait of another face right there. There's an eye, a nose, and a mouth, and a chin, and your feather. So there's faces all over this rock. But it's also a flying bird with the wings. That's really nice. That's really nice. And they all sit up really nice. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.